Oh, there you are, guys. Yes, because it's an extra episode of A Drink with Brink. Why? Well, because there are a lot of people with campaigns and books, right? And I like to have as many people on my show as possible. And sometimes you have to help some creators, right? You have to put in the extra work, offer them some time, and we need to help each other, guys. It's a small community, right? But it's a strong community. So welcome everyone to A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their lives and careers and campaigns and books, because I am done with mainstream. I'm done with mainstream entertainment, guys. And indie is where the fun is and where the talent is. Whew. So yeah, it's warm. It's warm, guys. It's warm where I am. It's warm where you are. It's warm everywhere. But we're still having fun. We just have to make sure we stay hydrated, right? So yeah, I don't have any updates, guys. I don't have any updates. Usually I try to start the show with a little update, but all campaigns are done, books are out. I can tell you though that I uploaded something today to the YouTube channel, so my YouTube channel. We are working on a short promo animation for Perfect 10, right? And I uploaded the sketch version. So we made some drawings, some sketches, some animation, some guidance. You know what it will be. So this is early stage sketch. You can see it. It's uploaded. So check it out. Check it out, guys. Right. All right. My guest for today, guys. He has been on the show before, at least on my channel, not on this show, but on the channel. So, but now he has his own campaign, his own book. So we need to talk about that, guys. So let's just bring him on. May I have a very warm welcome for Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics.
Thank you. Anyway.
There he is.
Thanks for having me on, Dave.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. Sooner or later, it had to happen, right?
Yeah, there you go. We're all trying to help each other out here.
Yes, this is true, man. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing good. Just enjoying these shows I've been on. Hoping to get more eyes on my campaign. Mm-hmm. And push myself a little bit, because
right.
You're deciding if you trust me if you back my campaign. So trying to be
Right.
as trustworthy as possible. You know?
Yes. Yes. You have to put yourself out there, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Not
So you're
much
on
to
the,
hide on this guy. Not much to hide.
you're on a campaign tour right now, right? You
Yep.
have some streams planned and things
Hmm.
planned for however long your campaign lasts.
Yeah, it's gonna end of September. I made a
Wow.
90-day campaign because you can do that on FMC, and you don't have to like have a specific like so that's decided to go 90 days, and I'm trying to going to get to that goal, man. And by one way or another, by
All
hook or
right.
crook.
All right, man. Okay, before we dive into your campaign, right?
Sure, no problem.
I need to ask you what you're
Mhm.
drinking.
Well, currently it's water, but I left it in the other room, so I forgot. But
So
I
you have nothing right now.
not at present. No, no.
Okay. Well, if you get thirsty, let us know, and we'll take a little break. No
All
problem.
right,
No
no
problem.
problem, no problem, no problem. Yeah, I'm pretty hydrated right now. I'm
Okay,
pretty
good.
hydrated. So.
Good, man. Good. You need it. These promotion
Mhm.
stages, this doing the marketing and
Right,
constantly
right.
grinding. It's exhausting, man.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Fortunately, when I built a channel, and I've had over 300 shows on it,
Holy
closing in on
shit.
400, and so I kind of know how to pace myself pretty much. So,
Right.
which is
Uh,
it's ironic. I built the show for this day to push this campaign when I was
oh,
ready.
really? So
Yeah.
how long ago was that? How long ago did you start your
I've
channel?
been streaming on about close to 3 years now.
So
Yeah.
3 years ago, you already knew you wanted to make a
Yeah.
comic book, and that was the reason you even started the channel.
Yeah, that's following the
Wow.
Malin model. He said build a show, build a following, and then
Yes.
yeah,
So 3 years to work up to this. So you think it's like 3 years, and then
right.
go in with this bang, right?
Yep.
Um, I saw
Well,
some
I
in
just
the
ripping
chat.
the Band-Aid off basically because I'm 50 years old this year, and so
Oh,
I couldn't think of a better 50-year-old birthday gift to myself than launch
right.
a lifelong goal. So, you know,
Exactly.
I,
Exactly, man.
so yep. So here I am. I'm on the campaign. So, uh,
Welcome, Bionic Bro.
hey, that's up, dude.
Welcome,
I'm
sir.
supposed to be on Incendiary sometime in August. Looking forward to that.
All right.
Good guys over there.
Incendiary.
Yes,
With
sir.
Dojo Kun, right?
Yep, Dojo Kun and Bionic Bra. They
Right.
have their own
And
show.
you'll be the guest there then?
Yep. I think it's the 23rd. Pretty sure it's the 23rd of
All right.
August.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I watch it sometimes because it's always live when I'm asleep, right? And sometimes I watch the replay, and
Hmm.
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Also, I think it would be difficult for me to participate with
Right.
the show because you get this role assigned. Either you
Mhm.
are for the stance or against the statement or the
Right.
theme or whatever the show is about,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So so the format is really not my thing to participate in, but I like
Right.
to watch it when I can.
Right. Well, I like to debate, so yeah,
Yeah,
I think I'll do all right.
sure, man. So,
But
so you started your channel, but before that, I take it you were a
Mhm.
comic book reader, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I comic books, hero fiction in general, pretty much every medium. I've been addicted to hero fiction since started reading the Bible, the children's Bible, when I was a little shaver, a little bunny. And and just the Bible itself is got hero fiction built into it, like Samson, David, David and
Right.
Goliath and things like that. And the one that I used to read was very well illustrated, and it unlike a lot of children's stuff now. Come taste the waters, man. Yeah, it's like, stick your toe in, see if the shark bites it off. There you go.
I'll think about it. I'll think.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, the one that unlike children's fiction today, where they think they gotta lop off all the corners and make all the corner the edges safe, which I've always thought was a really horrific thing that's happened to children's literature. Because when you're a little kid and you read things, and some of the things did give you nightmares, admittedly, some of the images would give you nightmares, or some of the children's stuff that was aimed at children, it wasn't always easy to like Watcher in the Woods, this Disney movie, mid-70s, gave me nightmares for months, but the thing about it is, though, is I was better able and equipped to handle some of the curved balls that life was about to throw me,
Right. Exactly.
Because I'd already dealt with some concepts of mortality. I'd already dealt with things that go bump in the night, and so when things hit that made some of those concepts of reality, I was already familiar with them before they hit me.
Right.
And oddly enough, the people that are taking all the corners off of children's literature and insisting everything be nerfed are the same people that are pushing sexual content into schools.
Yes. This is not allowed, but we totally want this, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So, I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart, but I can't think that that's not deliberate in some way, shape, or form.
Of course.
But I used to watch Mr. Rogers, and now when I watch him, I can't help but think that his approach is way too soft.
Right. Right. I never watched it. We didn't have it here, Mr. Rogers. But I think I get the theme, the show. Welcome, Jaded One.
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. Oh, one sec.
Welcome.
I forgot the banner. I made a banner. Let me see.
All right.
There we go.
Ta-da! All right.
Now we're all professional.
Hey,
right.
Good deal.
Yeah, but these children's stories like fairy tales, but other stories also they tell
fairy tales, man. Fairy tales did not play.
No, they were brutal.
They were vicious, yeah.
So before they got Disney-fied, these were brutal stories, man.
Oh yeah. And I remember reading them. I mean, I remember I was like reading the original tale of Cinderella, and the sisters were trying to fit their feet into the glass slipper, and they were like cutting off parts of their feet to try to slip.
Shit! Oh wow!
And I was like, this isn't what Disney was saying. Saying it was what?
Children could handle that back then.
Exactly. And it just prepares you for life later on.
Yes. It shows children that not everything is always nice and friendly, and there is evil and there is darkness and ugly things, right? So
just like Gen X. I grew up Gen X, and one of the things that Gen X is most known for is being like the first generation that was raised with both parents at work, and that's what I was raised that way. And so you're pretty much left to your own devices. You were pretty much left with pop culture to be your babysitter, and you pretty much turned out at in the summer. You were turned out at dawn and told they didn't want to see you till dusk, and
right.
Yeah, come home. I'll have lunch for you, but till then I don't want to see you, and so you're roaming around the neighborhood, like a horde of locusts looking for something to do, and all sorts of trouble ensues, eating the neighborhood grapes until you get the runs and things like that, and until she runs you out of her little vineyard there. And it's just you know, that was just the way I grew up. You know, I had a rusty nail in the side of my knee when I was about 6 or 7. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
things were sharp. Things
Yeah.
had edges to them.
I know,
And
man.
well, and granted, you know, they didn't have many as pedophiles running around in panel
No.
vans back then.
No.
So
Yeah,
that's
same here, man. I grew up next to a forest, and I
mhm,
was outside every day, man, in the forest,
yeah.
climbing trees, climbing. We had these hills,
Mhm,
right? I broke my wrist. I broke both my legs.
yeah.
But you
Uh,
know what? You know what? I don't regret it. You know, it's
mm-mm.
this this is how you grow up.
Yeah. My brother, who was like still to this day my hero. He had passed away at 11, but uh,
Yeah.
but he was a daredevil, man. There was this stand of pine trees that somebody had planted to make a barrier in their yard, and they were like adjacent to one another. They're probably too close together to be, you know, they're probably not planted with any kind of intelligence because they're pretty much too close together. But he would go from one tree to another tree, another tree, and another tree. And because the branches were all over,
Yeah. Yeah.
crossing over,
Like
and
Tarzan.
yeah, which to me today is like that's nuts. Why in the world? Why would you ever do that?
Yeah.
And but he did it, and then one day I heard a bunch of limbs breaking, and then I saw him coming out from behind there, and he had this white blonde hair, and suddenly he was a redhead, and I was like, that ain't good. And he
Oh
had to
no.
get rushed to the emergency room and get like stitches in his head, you know. And mom's like, never do it again, you know. And of course, you know, as soon as he, you know, he eventually got back on the tree, you know. But
Yes.
but I mean, stuff like that, and you think today is like, how in the hell am I still alive? What in the world, you know? Because
Yeah.
you view safety so much different with age, you know. But back then you're just immortal, man. You're gonna do anything. We had a kid that he started out at this little this house at the side of the mountain, and he went down the road that house had like a steep driveway. He went down that one, and then went around the curve and got momentum. And then went straight down what we call Duck Hill, and then he hit a ramp at the bottom of Duck Hill, and he wound up in a tree with his bike.
Holy shit. Holy shit. These are stories, man. These are stories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
youth today wouldn't get that. They will only get that
No,
from movies, but not from experience.
no. But if you look at the children's movies today, I mean, there's no Goonies. I mean, there's no you know, there's no Monster Squad. There's no you know, adventure like really adventurous movies for kids.
Hmm.
I think that's the reason why what is the name of that show? Um the one that's on Netflix that everybody went gaga over, the kids. Um,
But
you know, with had the little psychic girl and everything.
I don't
Something
know.
things, strange things, or something like that.
Stranger Things.
Stranger
Right.
Things.
Right.
I think that's why it hit such a chord with especially young people, is because they hadn't seen that in a while, and
Mm.
the young guys that wrote it were raised on Goonies and things like that,
Right.
and
Right.
so they put that back into culture, and kids went crazy for it, and it's like, well,
Yeah, it's
you know,
it's what children want. Children want adventure.
yeah,
This is why we got drawn to comic books. You know, it's
exactly,
adventure, it's stories, it's
right.
excitement. We want that. One second. Hello, Luke Stone. Welcome, and welcome to Immortal Rising Comic Book. Welcome,
Hey,
sir.
hey, hey, Aaron and Luke, what's up, guys?
Guys
Good to
in the
see you.
chat, is the sound good? By the way, sometimes I discover later on that the sound was all
Hmm.
messed up of these live streams, and I can't do anything about it then.
Hmm.
So
Right.
let me know, guys. Immortal Rising says my 12-year-old absolutely loves Stranger Things.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly. And
yes.
and I think in a way, everybody, I see in CG the heart of a boy when I see
Thanks.
these projects that are coming out, And I can't. That's something that I think we all have in common, and that's the reason why they don't get our humor, because our humor is like this juvenile, jokey kind of humor that kids have used to have around one another all the time. And so the people that like don't take EVS well usually wind up being underneath the 30-year mark,
Right. Yes.
and it's like, well, this is the way we used to handle each other. It's the way we used to talk to one another. You used to call each other, what's now known as a gay slur. If you were crying at a movie.
Yes,
or something.
yes, but I think this is a natural, logical thing. You need that kind of banter to weed out the weaklings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you got like hurt feelings over just words, which is it's just a relatively new phenomenon that people see words as violence, and it's like I got injured because I heard this word. We used to we used to have like cut down fights, and they used to talk horrible about your mother, and things like that, and used to like try to get just try to get one over on each other, and by the time you got to like high school, you were really jaded to that stuff. It's like,
Right.
oh, your mother's blah blah blah, and it's like, whatever, so's yours, and
Exactly.
but you words aren't violence, words are words. I got in trouble the other day because that Anthony Mackie, who's like they made the new Captain America or whatever, and he's already doing the race baiting thing or whatever, and said that they said later that he didn't say it. It was like attributed to him, but I don't know. But it sounds like something I've heard him say. But it was like that Harry Potter's too white, blah blah blah, right? And so I brought up there's this really huge character in the Harry Potter universe. He's one of the Order of the Phoenix. He later became headmaster, according to J.K. Rowling. His name was Kingsley Shacklebolt.
Right.
And so I was like, well, Kingsley Shacklebolt wants a word. And I had these idiots that were saying, you seriously, that's the guy you're bringing up, that racist name? And I'm like, Kingsley, they're just obsessed with the Shacklebolt part of it, right? And it's like, oh, it's a racist name. Names are freaking names, man. Yeah. They're not racist. You can't be racist if you're a name. You're not an entity.
Right.
Okay. Only entities that have self-determination can be racist. But I mean, they just made everything racist, and so now nothing is racist.
Have you seen the movie Train to Busan?
Yeah. I didn't quite get through it though.
Okay. Well, it was completely my thing, right?
Uh-huh.
I loved it, and it's a Korean movie, right?
Yeah.
Only Koreans there.
There you go.
No one gives a fuck, No one cares if it's white or all black or all. No one gives a shit. Only people who are obsessed with skin color or ethnicity complain about a lack of something, except when it's Chinese or whatever, then it's cool, Basically, what they mean, they want less white. That's what they basically.
That's all they mean. That's exactly what they mean. They mean that less white. That's all they mean. This whole racial diversity thing is just a red herring. It's just a convenient way to be racist towards white people, and the guys on this poster. There was this famous picture of the Marines raising the flag of Iwo Jima. You remember that picture? It's a bunch of Marines.
Yeah. That's what you used as reference for your art.
Right. And this is Luke's Stone cover, and
well done, Luke.
Yep. Hey, man. Did a brilliant job on it, and Mika, the colors Mika did was just like, oh man, those two need to work together more often. But this guy right here happens to be a black man, okay, and his sons are actually play a big part in the book series. But his name is Black Thunder, and he came out of the Tuskegee experiment, which in my world, if you know anything about Tuskegee experiment, it's just a really horrible thing that the racist Democratic government did at that time. But this gentleman right here came out of the Tuskegee experiment. He's like the only one that survived it, basically, and he became part of this Freedom Five. And he's a really kind of a difficult guy to know, kind of prickly. But the thing about it is that whole name Black Thunder is from basically comic tradition. If you had a black character, Black Lightning, Black Panther, that they would just they would apply that name to him, right? And so his son, he's got twin sons. One of them's name is Blackjack, and the other one's named White Noise. One's a hero, one's definitely not. One's one of the scariest villains I've got. But the thing about it is that group, the guy beside him, Sidewinder, happens to be Hispanic, and this guy happens to be white, and the other guy happens to be Greek, kind of Mediterranean, and my hero happens to be Irish, Irish immigrant. So
Right.
I mean, it's the variety came, but I didn't deliberately make it varied. I didn't deliberately think
No, it's
about
because it's
diversity.
fun. That's why you do it.
Yeah.
It's because of the aesthetics. Plus, you want this interesting background
Right.
for your character, right? So,
Yeah.
of course, you create these characters that are from all
Mhm.
over the world. It
I
makes
love
sense.
that. I love
when you
that your
create this
mentor
world.
character is that the only father figure that Perfect 10 has is a black man. I love that, and it's just because that character happens to be black, but it has nothing to do with anything else.
No,
But
no,
that's
Perfect
just who
10,
he is.
and the main
That's who he
character
is.
herself, Perfect 10
Mhm.
herself, could have been a guy also. It doesn't absolutely matter what gender or what color or,
I don't think she would sell as well as a guy, though.
yeah, maybe,
That might be my problem. I probably need more pinups of boobage and stuff. I
Sometimes,
got a girl. I
sometimes
got a couple girls that are knockouts. I need to start, showing people them probably.
Okay, guys, before we started the show, I told Cooper, this is your show. We can talk about whatever you want, and this is where the conversation goes, right? It's interesting. This is who you are, the way that you think about these things, right? And you made your own comic book, so it's time to talk about that, right?
Absolutely, love
But
to.
before we do that, we can have a little commercial break. Let me see. Let's have a little commercial break. Here we go.
Our brethren are already in the field. Why stand we here idle? What is it the gentlemen wish? What would they have? Is life so dear, or peace so sweet? As to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others. But as for me, give me liberty, or give me death.
There we
Right. Give me liberty or give me death. That was pretty epic, man.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. But yeah, the that particular speech Let's think about my comic. I do a lot of Easter eggs, bunny, right? But most of them have to do with like American history. So I like plan a lot of stuff along the way. Like my main, I've got 2 covers. One is an Uncle Sam recruitment poster, homage, and the Iwo Jima. Those are 2 like iconic images in history, and so I basically everything I do has that kind of like it's kind of is going to have that that sprinkled out throughout it. So if people that have no American history are going to find a lot of Easter eggs along the way.
Right. Right. Okay, let's see. This is your campaign. It's on the FundMyComic, right? So first off, why did you want to put this on FundMyComic instead of one of the other platforms?
Well, early on, I saw where Indiegogo was headed. I have a friend of mine, James Rock of Broken Compass Comics, that had a comic out called Magnificent Bastards, and they messed with him. I mean, they shadow banned him, and then when he got that removed, it's like out of spite. They froze his money at first. Wouldn't give him his money until he'd made changes to his campaign that had been up for months.
That's crazy.
And yeah, and then the stuff that they asked him to like censor basically was like the most unobjectionable thing in the whole on his whole campaign. But he censored the crap out of everything. They gave him his money, and then out of spite they shadow banned him. It just right immediately after that, and then Vaughn. I don't know if this is before or after, but Vaughn got basically he got his money held up because he had a shell like a gas canister, which he was offering on the campaign,
right?
And some some little prudish chick got upset with that, and so he had to censor that. And some
did they actually know that was the cause for the shadow ban? Because Indiegogo doesn't really.
There was a lot of communication back and forth, but that's what he speculated it was.
Right.
I don't know if they ever confirmed it, but so he removed any quote unquote Nazi imagery and that gas canister, and then they released his funds. But I mean, as soon as I saw what the GoFundMe did to the truckers, and I saw this Karen come in as the CEO of IGG. She had Karen written all over her. She looked like that Heiner Schneid chick that destroyed Bud Light. I mean, they all look the same. They're all brunette. They all have high foreheads, and they all have this pinched little look to them, And you see, and they all get CEOs everywhere. Kathleen Kennedy's their queen, and we all know who she is. But they're all brunette. They all have these high foreheads. They all have that look on their face like, I'm going to mess up your world, And they do. So I saw her coming in and saw the wreckage that she had left behind of previous companies. And I just saw this coming. And so my buddy Luke Stone, who was here earlier, was going to he's like, well, I'm going with this group for my my own website. I'm going to go with this white label group. And I can add more people to that campaign, maybe, offer more campaigns through my website. And I was like, oh yeah, sign me up. I was like, how many can you do? And then we got that speculation, and then kind of got the ball rolling, and eventually FundMyComic came out of that. But I just don't trust. I'm still here. I'm working. All right, man. But so basically, just we saw where this was headed. We saw where this was coming, and we saw that that Kickstarter had been censorious for years. They got rid of R, but they still were like Private American got censored off the platform, you know, and then IGG censored them too, and then this little nothing website it escapes me, Crowdfunder I think it's called.
Yeah.
That little CEO, like well, I know everybody's not the same, just in himself, and I know everybody's not the same, but and I used to do the
so how do the same people get in charge of these things, right? If
exactly
what if said, look, man, we don't care about all this shit. Everyone is
right,
welcome here, Crowdfunder would have blown up.
Yeah, it would have. If he had stayed the course and proved that he wasn't a little weasel, then that crowd site could have been way bigger. But then you see what was on that crowd site, and it was just like, oh, yeah, right, yeah. That clip was just hilarious. But you could tell he knew he was full of it. But when he said that, well, I talked to Tardusha. And I was like, that's the name of the of your like trust and safety chick, Tardusha. No wonder.
Sounds like a supervillain.
Seriously, that's straight out. That is straight supervillain name right there. As a matter of fact, I'm tempted to use that later.
Yeah, do it, man.
But the thing about it is, though, is my campaign has got a probably stuff that people are going to find offensive. It's got flags all over it. It's got American imagery. It's got freedom, and anti-government undertones, or at least federal overreach, governmental undertones.
Right. Yeah.
And so I'm like, if anybody's going to get banned, mine's probably going to get banned. And so I may try those, campaigns at those other websites later. I don't know, but right now, I wanted to be on FundMyComic because I believe this is the leading edge of the revolution.
Yes.
And so,
indeed. Welcome to the chat, Tank Ferret.
Hey, Tank, what's up?
Hail all you magnificent bastards. Welcome, Tank.
I'll have you know, I know both my father and mother. Thank you very much. Anyway.
And then we have Dr. Rhino. Welcome,
hey.
Dr. Rhino.
Yep.
Welcome.
We've been debating if it's Dr. Hino or is it D Rhino?
D Rhino, yeah. We just call him Doctor because it sounds cool.
Oh, okay. Well, that works.
Okay. If I may start.
Sure, go ahead.
With all due respect, Cooper, with one small point of criticism
for
the campaign, I think you should have used the entire canvas of the page to promote your visuals, right? It's pretty small, so even when you show it on the screen, it's all pretty small, right? So
well, I had trouble getting everything to align.
Right.
But I could probably increase the images
so people can enjoy the art,
Right. Yeah.
Okay, I think before we talk about anything else, maybe we should explain to the viewers what exactly this book is. So, what is community service?
Okay, I have to. Community service comes out of the world, so I have to explain the world a little bit. This is a parallel universe to our own. In the ancient past, a event happened that's going to be explained in the book, but it made it possible for people to have powers. So all of the legends, people of legend, and all the fairy tales and things like that were basically powered people, and so who may or may not still be walking around today. But basically, into that world, a lot of the things happen parallel to this one, including the founding of America. A lot of the things that happen around it. So it's not our America, but it's a America.
Yes.
And in its founding, individuals showed up on the new world, this new burgeoning country, with powers. He's the first one, and in the course of defending America, he passed away, but he came back to life afterwards, And so they assuming that he had some form of immortality, they decided to make him a part of the government that oversaw these powered people, that oversaw their affairs. And so in the Bill of Rights, they gave him like the impetus and the authority over powered people, and he kept it for nearly 200 years. And but he was para-government, so they couldn't order him around. And so he got involved when he wanted to get involved, and he made decisions based on his own recognizance. And so there's people inside the government that never were happy with that. And in the course of events, he got ambushed and damaged. He got hit with a crystallizing ray because they afraid of his immortality. They tried to like transmogrify him into something that he couldn't return from.
What?
Transform him into a crystalline.
Right. Yeah.
They had this technology, this alien technology they didn't quite understand. And
right.
So,
yes.
So they attempted to. They shot him with that ray, and he blocked it with his hand. There's a picture further up, if you scroll up.
Oh, further up.
Yeah, but they blocked it with his hand, and
here.
But right there, and one of the beams went through and got his eye. So he went from being very capable, like the pinnacle of superheroics in America, to being a man who couldn't use his arm and was blind in one eye. And so they retired him, put him behind a desk job for 50 years, and told him he was part of the intelligence apparatus, and then slowly phased him out while they removed his name from history, basically.
Wow.
And if you scroll down a little bit, well, they told him he couldn't be a hero, so he kind of made this, he made this concession to where he, trying to still be a defender of America, he would walk by things like this and not intervene, and convinced himself that he was doing the right thing. But then after 50 years, the little pipsqueak they put in charge of him let it slip that he didn't even send his reports up the chain. He was just babysitting him. You're pretty much useless, old man. And so he hands in his resignation, and he quits. And there you go. But on the way home, he intervenes for the first time in 50 years and discovers that his arm moved.
Right.
And so they lied to him about that too. And so he basically discovers that he's not only powerful, but he's got way more powerful than he did before. And so while he's dealing,
that's fantastic backstory, man. That's very layered.
Right.
It's very human. It deals with betrayal.
Right.
And so what happened with the alien weapon?
Well, the guy who betrayed him was under mental control, and for one moment in time, this guy fought off the mental control and destroyed it. But by doing so, he destroyed any research that they could have done into it, and any way to reverse it. But when the crystal it transformed his arm in his eye into, it happens to be the hardest substance known to man. And so it looks like a glass arm. That's what they call it, the glass arm. But it's ridiculously, it's the hardest substance that they know of. And so, this guy could probably put his hand into the tank barrel and block the tank from blowing. And
you have to write that in, man. That's
a cool image. I'm like, I gotta find a way, someplace to put that. But hell, man, what's up, Edwin?
Welcome, Edwin.
Yeah.
Raid of the White Leopard is live.
Right.
Where is it live? Let us know.
It'll be at FundMyComic. Yeah.
On
That,
FundMyComic. All
yep.
right, cool.
Well, but but down here, this seal right here, that's the federal organization. They scared people so much, and that when Ironsides went down, people were like, "Oh crap!" The expressors are out of control, and there's nobody to protect us.
Right.
And so they talked them into
the superhumans in your world are called expressors.
Expressors, right? I'm sorry, I forgot to bring that up. But so out of fear, they voted in a 28th Amendment to the Constitution that created this agency right here called the Federal Expressor Regulatory Agency, the FERA, and to regulate, quote unquote, regulate, but essentially it turned powered people into second-class citizens. And they have three options that they can live powerless in society, or they can work for the government, or they can be criminals. That's the three options. And if you're captured as a criminal, it's incarceration, but it's like a cryostasis incarceration, so they don't have to, there's no way you can keep powered people under wraps.
Right. Yeah.
But these people, there's these two individuals that worked hard and got through Congress a bill that allowed for a fourth option, which was community service. That powered people can work off their debt to society, but the people that were benefiting from having powered people under their thumb don't like that, and so they basically decide they're going to stage an event that is going to cement once and for all the 28th Amendment, and they're going to put these people that are in this community service, this first group of community service, are just marked for death. They're going to be cannon fodder essentially, and the whole entire thing is called Little Bighorn because it's basically a kill box. These people are going to go into this indention in the earth created by a battle, which is what you're seeing right there. And
this battle here,
Global Man and Obsidian Man. But what they don't know is Obsidian Man is, able to reconstitute himself, and he's right there with them. And they surround it with a bunch of soldiers, and they have some flying people with this flying apparatus they call the Fly Boys. And they've got a sniper to clean up after anything that anybody has left. And that young girl right there has her government name is Switch. They're not very original when they come up with names that just basically go right on the nose. And her power is she can either kill your powers or boost it, but she can't control which.
Right.
And so they found a way to lock her powers on. And they give her a collar, and she's there to basically dampen their powers so they can't fly off or whatever. And and so basically it's a kill box. I mean, there's no way in and out. But Ironsides gets wind of it, and he decides that he's coming out of retirement after 50 years, and he's going to intervene. These are the people that arranged for him to be ambushed and retired, and he could walk away now. They try to kill him, try to assassinate him, and he escapes or survives that. And so he's pretty much free agent. He could disappear into history, right off into the sunset. As a matter of fact, they've already got news people lining up with pre-approved words to eulogize him,
Okay.
Because they're all like they've all been told to do this because they're all controlled, and so while the eulogies are going, on the news and everything, he's walking into this situation, because he's a hero, and that's what heroes do.
Right.
And
one sec, Cooper. I wanted to say hi to Steven de la Vega. Welcome, sir.
Hey, what's up?
And
Welcome
to
in.
Ice Queen. Welcome.
Hello, madam.
Hello. All right. So this story so far, I'm fascinated. You're telling it. I'm intrigued, right?
Yeah.
I haven't read the book yet, but the way you're explain things, it's clear to me that you really thought about this. So how long did you take to write this book, this script?
Well, it all kind of like came out at one time. I had a World Bible, which is about 13 pages of just sheer creativity and information. That's the Obsidian Man, by the way. He's like the Sandman, but with rocks.
Right. It's nice art also.
Yeah, that's Arksider.
Oh, right. Yeah, right.
Yeah. But he works with video games, so all of my images, like the one with Switch, that's one of his. Right there, that's one of his.
Yeah.
Great. But he fell in love with Switch. He kept drawing her and sending me images of her, and I'm like, all right, dude, all right. But yeah, but basically, the World Bible came out and really fast, and then the first. The whole story of the first arc came out immediately thereafter, and then I had some people look at it. The first person to ever look at it and tell me if I had something was Luke Stone, and he also did my icon, my telepathic bunny icon. So he's been part of my journey from the beginning, essentially. But basically, right. I had to keep the reason why it took me so long to put my campaign up was because I had all these ambitions, and then I just had to sit down with myself and say, well, what is feasible, Yeah. And so, I pared things back a bit.
Just getting one comic book out. That's something, man. That's something. That's a project,
It is
making the book and making sure people get the book.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so I kind of curved back a lot of my ambitions, and just made it something that I know I can fulfill. I know I can get out. And this the most interesting tier for me, the big box item, the only one that that I knew I could deliver on, was this create an expressor. And this is I've not heard anybody else do this, but
this one. Yeah.
This is a character that's going to be in the world. I guess Luke Stone gave me the idea, so he did it. But this character is not only going to be in the world, but it's going to be a primary cast member.
Wow.
It's going to be in the community service crew. Yeah. And
Jonas, get on this, man. Welcome, Jonas.
Hello. What's up?
How are you, man?
But it's basically allows you to basically be part of the book.
Right.
Your character or whatever. Of course, it will have to be they have to fit my universe.
Sure.
So we'll have to walk through that. But you can create one entirely from scratch, or together with me and an artist, or you can take one of my already preconceived names. I've got a whole list of characters that I haven't fleshed out yet. You can choose one of those and help me flesh that out.
Right.
So
so if I create an expressor, right? It will be mentioned also that created by or what's
you'll get you'll be co-writing or at least you'll have the name of the character and it's your creation on the book.
Who's your artist? This all looks nice.
This is Barbusco Studios. This is Ed and Mika. And she's the colorist and he's the artist.
All right.
And they work very well together. Hopefully they're husband and wife,
Right.
But this is like his best friend, Killhauler. Remember I mentioned that some mythological figures are still around. He used to be considered the son of Poseidon.
Right.
And so that's why he's Greek. He was a Greek god at one point. So he doesn't let anybody forget He doesn't let anybody forget that either, by the way. Anyway, but his power is that he can create hard water constructs. He can, it's not ice, but it can solidify water into whatever shape he wants.
Okay.
And so, basically, like right there, he makes the water hard and makes a walkway for him. But they have a really interesting conversation. That conversation, most important part of that conversation is that he says he can't back down, that the world thinks he's dead, and if he walks away from this, he might as well be.
Right.
Because, being a hero is what he is.
Right. This is nice, man. So I wonder, right, if you have this scene, just this scene here, you have this character who can make like hard constructs from water. Did this character create the scene? So did you think of this? They need to be on this boat so you can show the powers, right, through the conversation also, or did you have the scene and from that came the character?
Well, I always go with the character first, and the characters make their own scene.
Right.
I consider it channeling in a way, that these characters are pre-existing somewhere, and I am very humbled that Ironsides decided on me to tell his story, and basically when I create a character, I'm finding out who they are,
Yes.
and he's been one of the most insistent characters I've ever had. He knows exactly who he is, and he was quite free to tell me. Like I said, he's just discovering this new power that he has, and so part of that, levitating the boat, he didn't intend to do that. He just took the.
Right, that's a new ability.
That's a new ability, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So in the past, he had he could manipulate gravity of anything he was touching. He's also denser than normal because of his personal gravity field, and and so he could lift things without needing leverage. So it made him look super powered. So people just assumed he was like super powered that way.
Yes.
And that's why he called Ironsides, is because they thought he was bulletproof, but it's because he's so dense,
Right. Yeah.
And
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Great. So how far into production are you?
We are a little over halfway through the first comic. I'm waiting to see if anybody takes that created an expressor tier. So I'm kind of holding the backside of the comic. It's essentially already plotted out. I'll just if I get any takers on that tier, then I can write them into the back half of the book. So
or any other tier, like you have you get your signature, right?
Yeah.
For $10, let's go through the perks just quickly, right?
Sure, no problem.
You get a digital copy for just $10. And how many pages will this be?
32.
32 pages. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
With depending on how many backers I get, I can probably add more stuff as I go.
Sure.
But this right here, this is very special. This is world building, basically pure world building stuff. It's if you were in this federal agency, this is a dossier that's kind of like ripped off from that agency. So it's got like character information. It's got dossiers on everybody. It's got some terms of the world, and
right,
and it's got a like interview with these guys. It's probably gonna be illustrated, but that badge is going to be hand stitched, machine stitched, but it's going to be like a cloth badge.
Right. All right. Cool.
But that's my one splurge probably. But that's
right.
That's just the add-on. But
right.
A lot of people have taken it so far.
Yes, for $25 you get the book, right?
Yeah.
Shipping. How much is shipping?
Shipping, I've got it set as $10 for everybody, international and local.
That's a fantastic deal. $10
yeah.
worldwide. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, if I get it, I get enough orders, then I'm going to basically probably go with Critical Blast. And RJ has some witchcraft that gets some shipping rates down.
Yes, we did American Bliss for the US through Critical Blast. It was seamless, man.
Yeah, he's a genius with these shipping stuff.
Yeah.
So
Right,
it's funny because somebody was like, "You can't ship to Canada," and it's like, "Why not?" And he's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "I could ship it for this," and they're like, well, "How can you do that?" You know. He just strokes his beard, and it's like all mysterious. He has his ways. He probably has dirty pictures of the postmaster or something. I don't know. But
yeah.
He's
welcome,
Red Dress. What's up, Sugar Chris?
Hello, Chris.
So, man,
welcome. Have you been on Chris's show?
I have not.
Chris, reach out to Telepathic Bunny. Get him on your show to talk about community service.
Mm-hmm.
For $25, you get the book only.
Yeah.
With the wraparound cover. Right. Both covers for $45, so a little discount there.
And the digital, for that one.
And the digital, all right, excellent. And then you can create your own main character, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right, get on this. Let's see. You have like 12 backers right now. Let's refresh. You never know, man.
You never know.
Refresh. Never know. Let's hope so. 12 backers, 12 backers. Guys, the link to this campaign is pinned in the chat. It's in the description of the video. Check it out. Please share it with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about this. Let's make this happen.
Yeah.
But you have 80 days to go, man. So plenty of time. Just keep grinding.
Yep. I intend on it.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, man. But yeah, it has to be done. Someone needs to do it, and it's you. So yeah.
Yep. But I believe in this project. If you haven't noticed, I mean, this is this is a lifelong goal. I've been writing on this for decades now, and here we are.
Yeah, the story just sounds fantastic.
My editor Norm Leinert insists he's still my editor, even though I've only paid him once. But he loved the script so much, and he tells everybody this is the best book in CG before it even came out. So he believes in it wholeheartedly.
Best book in CG before it even comes out. There's your tagline. There's your promotional phrase.
Right. Well, he said it on my stream back when he was streaming live. I keep landing on like clipping it out and saying, and he'll back it up. He has no shame in telling people it's the best book that he's read. So
yeah,
but I honestly, I'm very honored that this gentleman right here chose me to be his amanuensis,
what
out in the world.
That's cool, man. Look at that.
Yeah, Bad on Face. He's actually doing another one right now, with kind of the ability to power him up. Yeah, he did a really good job on that. So
wow.
But yeah, he stays on my desk here. I've got it. The cover, the Ironsides Wants You covers on my my laptop page.
Hopefully someday this will be available to everyone.
So this takes so many things I can do with this world. I've got my own Gotham City that I've been writing on probably longer than this community service. Right. And I didn't realize it fit in the world. I've got the city is so distinctive in my head, and then suddenly one day I realized that it fits right into the community service world, and I've been maybe writing this all along. And And so eventually I'd like to start telling stories out of that. I've got a bunch of them already written. And
slowly build, man. Just slowly build.
Yeah.
One book at a time.
Right.
And you get there, man.
But, you know, like you with Perfect 10, I do believe that I have the character that I can build on.
Yeah.
You get that one character, that one distinctive character. And people have been really inspired by him. He's just cool, you know. But I do have some females with some boobage that I need to start like sharing around. So.
Right. Okay. Now it's all good, guys. If you want females with boobage, they're in there also. So check it out. They're not yet on the page, but they will be. They will be. All right. T Bunny, thank you for being my guest, man.
All right. Thank you for having me, Dave.
Before we end the stream, guys, I want to share one last thing with everyone, because I have my own thing going on also, which is the second chance campaign for Perfect 10. So if you have missed any of the 3 previous campaigns, they're all combined into one. If you missed the book, you can get it right here on FundMyComic. It's an amazing series. I'm very proud of this series. It's very colorful. It's nonstop action. It's not really for people who don't like the female form. So check it out, guys. It even comes with a special pinup that's made specifically for this campaign, which is this one. So everyone who backs this physical tier gets a free print and gets this free print of the superhero team Safeguard also. Guys, the link is in the description of this video. Please check it out. All right, stop the screen. All right. Again, T-Bunny, thank you. I put the link to your Twitter also in the description if people want to follow you and follow your career and your campaign, right?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And special thanks to the chat for everyone who showed up today and watched us and listened to us. Thank you all so much for doing this, for offering us your time. Without you, there's no point. So thank you so much. If you like this conversation, please give it a like. If you didn't like it, please give it a dislike. And I'm very sorry. I will be back on the normal.
Yeah, blame me. Yeah, there you go.
No, sir. No. Next Sunday, there will be the regular a drink with Brink. I hope to see you guys then. So the same time, same channel, new guest. Hope to see you guys then. Thanks and goodbye.